I was in a case I pressed on with Louis Cosce, who returns to action on April 23rd. Louis, how are you?
I'm doing good, man.
Awesome. Awesome. 17 days out. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good. Just training, This is the same old shit. This is a different day.
That's right. Did you do most of your training camp up at Syndicate?
Yeah, actually, like my whole entire camp at Syndicate. I moved down here to Las Vegas down here in July.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
What prompted that move?
Kind of wanted to change. I grew up in my hometown and I've always wanted to leave. So after that fight and after my couple surgeries and whatnot, I thought it'd be like the smart move to do. The PI is amazing, honestly. Pretty much just came down here to get better, like PT work on, like work with Heather and all that, the strength and conditioning, pretty much just all the resources, be honestly, bro. There's not a whole lot of resources back at home. So it's definitely the fight life down here in Vegas. That's like for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Awesome, man. Well, before we get to your fight, it's been a fucking long process, long recovery process for you.
Yeah.
Man, first of all, what was your injury in the first place and when did it occur?
I had a couple of shoulder surgeries. It's this labrum tears, The right one was a little bit worse than the left. But I ended up getting them done right after my fight with Sasha. And then I got it like a week later, 5 days later. And then as soon as my right one was good, I was pretty much right back under the knife again with my left one. So
were those injuries just from just being a athlete your whole life?
Yeah, just from the sport. Just looking good old wear and tear, I probably should have been a lot more on recovery, was just a lot more training hard. Not enough recovery, I think. And I think it's just wear and tear on the body.
The fucking Cosce brothers, bro. Not only you, but your brother Ryan had fucking no his neck and head. And it's just like,
yeah,
you guys are savages. What the hell?
Yeah, fuck. It's better down here though, man. Fuck, you're hurting one day and you just go getting checked in, by the PT. It's so nice, bro. It's like fucking something hurts and you're just like right in there that next day. They're needling you or massaging you, whatever it may be, bro. And it helps out so much. Then even the recovery room too. There's a sauna, the hot bath, the cold bath. That thing's amazing. They have like the cryotherapy. They have this little fucking red light thing, like you sit in there in red light or whatever. But I guess it's supposed to be good for recovery. So I don't know. I think it makes a huge difference, Then compared to back at home at the time, it was like a bunch of COVID bullshit. So it was just like nowhere was really open. You couldn't really take advantage of anything. Pretty much just go hop in the creek, fucking for a cold bath.
Right. No, seriously. What was the recovery process like having two shoulders?
Fuck, it sucked, honestly. It was a long fucking time. It's like kind of, you couldn't really do so much, man. It was just like a lot of sitting on your ass, a lot of walking. I feel like, you can't really do anything. You can't really bounce around because then your shoulder starts to bounce around your fucking socket. So, and then on top of that, you can't really do, I got back a little bit sooner with my left because it wasn't as bad as my right. I gave my right one a little bit of time. And then, yeah, as soon as I got my left one done, I came back a little bit sooner instead of waiting for the 6 months like what I did with my right. I think I started, so I got surgery in May, June, July. And I moved down here in July and I pretty much just started heavy PT like every single day when I was down here. And fucking, that was pretty much just like whatever workouts they gave me. And then fucking, at the time, just painful ass PT work. Fuck.
Oh, man, that's crazy. Correct me if it was two labrum tears in your shoulders.
Yeah. I guess my right one was a little bit worse, and so they did that one first, and then I was like, well, my left one's bugging me too. If we can get MRI on that one, then get an MRI on. They're like, well, that one's fucking tear too, but we can't do the surgery right now, or else we're not gonna be able to wipe your ass. And I was like, oh fuck, all right.
Did they tell you like a time frame of like when you tore your labrum?
Yeah, I mean, the surgery kind of said it happened just a few months before, and then it slowly probably just progressed a lot worse. I noticed it like weeks before the fight. I just had no fucking idea, man. My arm was giving out like here and there, but it was just like, fuck, I was eating some ibuprofen and massage it out. You know, I was so pumped up about my debut. I just didn't give a shit. I was like, ah, fuck it. You go out there, train, do what I can, and fight hard. I probably, if I would have known what I had, I probably would have fought a lot fucking smarter. But I was in there trying to kill the guy and fucking get my name out there. But everything happens for a reason, you know. Fucking the UFC took care of me, got surgeries done. The PT is amazing, you know. Ended up getting stem cells after both times. So I don't know if it helped out or if it didn't. It felt, but I feel pretty good now. And you still get a little stiffness, a little tightness. But usually if I get too tight or too stiff, I just go in the PT and get worked on, you know. But for the most part, I feel fucking good. I feel strong. I've been consistent with it. So it feels nice, man. With a new team down here, got a new coach. Actually, the fucking guy that coached against me last time is fucking my coach now. If you would have asked me if this would have happened like a year ago, I would tell you you're crazy, you know. Crazy how things play out.
Yeah, no, that's insane. That's insane. Man, that's crazy. I guess when you went to Syndicate and you saw that Sasha trains there and has been training there for most of his.
Actually, fucking, I went to I seen him at PT. He was getting worked on too.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and I was like, hey, what's up, bro? When we started bullshitting, and he fucking he's like, so you're just getting down here worked on? I was like, nah, I actually just fucking moved down here. He's like, oh, really? He's like, you with the team yet? I was like, no, I'm just trying to get my fucking shoulders worked on. Honestly, right now, as I'm a little bit beat up. But then he's like, you should come check it out at Syndicate. And I was like, all right. So after I was done with my appointment, I fucking went over there and checked out the practice. And then I started bullshitting with John. Then he asked me what I was doing and stuff. And I pretty much, he's like, you down here for a little bit or you what? No, I was like, I'm moving down here. Just try to get away from home and stuff. California fucking kind of got crazy with the market, you know. I ended up buying a house down here, so thank God I kind of bought it before it got too crazy down here. Fucking everybody asked me how I bought a house. I was like, I don't know, dude. I guess I got lucky. And then, yeah, that's pretty inconsistent at the beginning, you know, just because fucking my shoulders and stuff. It was a lot of PT when I first came down, a lot of PT work. And then right when my shoulders started getting a little bit better and stuff, that's when I was a little bit more consistent. And then I hit up my manager and I was pretty much telling him, I was like, well, I'm in better shape now. So I was like, I'll start looking for a fight. And then he gave me a fight like 14, 15 weeks out. And then I was like, all right, fuck, it's time to get to it. 14 weeks is a long fucking time though. It's just like, go hard, not too hard. Go hard, not too hard, you know, is fuck. Definitely won't take 14 weeks out again.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Have you got any work in with Sasha while at Syndicate?
Yeah, we sparred a couple times.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Everybody's cool over there. It's fucking no big egos, nothing like that. Everybody's really cool. Fucking the wrestling practices, the sparring, everything's legit, you know. John's a good coach. Fucking I like working with him. He's a cool dude. He's fucking pretty focused on the team and whatnot. But yeah, for the most part, everybody's really cool. So Sasha's a cool dude. Fucking yeah, everybody, man.
So one last thing about this like recovery process. So like, what were the emotions like? Like, you get to the UFC, right? Worked your ass off to get there. You put on one of the best fights of the year, and then you get sidelined for a year.
Yeah, fuck. I have no idea, bro. My whole entire plan was like, I was so caught up in my head, you know. I was just like training hard. I should have probably took a break after the contenders and like really focus on recovery. Mm-hmm. But like it was like a year or 2 years in, so like my body's pretty conditioned. And then fucking, so I didn't really think I was injured. You know, I thought muscles were just kind of giving out and stuff. I thought it was just like the name of the game. I was like, fuck it, it's just maybe muscle going out, whatever. And my whole entire plan was to go out there and knock him out, fucking, and then hopefully hop in the McGregor Poirier car for the second one for the Abu Dhabi. Fucking, I guess God or life had different plans for me, you know. Put me out for a year and a half. So that was a little bit different, kind of sidelined everything. And it was cool though. I got to reflect on a lot of stuff, you know. I had no intentions after the fight of moving. I was up there for a few months, fucking went to Hawaii for a vacation, and then fucking came back, got my left one done, and I was hanging out at my manager's house, and it was just like, fuck, this is nice. And then he started telling me about like all the benefits at the PI. And he's like, yeah, you don't have to pay for no food. And I was like, fuck, you don't have to pay for PT, no food, fucking strength and conditioning, which would cost like hundreds of fucking to thousands of dollars back at home and shit, you know. And PT has only getting done like once or twice a week back at home. And then he's like, no, it's like every single day down here. He's like, and you could do 2 sessions a day if you want, 3. And I was like, oh shit. And so that changed the whole entire game for me. I was like, well, it doesn't really make sense to fucking be where I'm at anymore with the situation I'm in, you know? Kind of outgrew the gym and whatnot. Fucking, I still love all those guys and whatnot, but everybody back at the time was kind of pussyfooting around because of the COVID stuff. So it's hard, you know. I understand if people were afraid or whatnot and getting sick and shit, but it's pretty much just like a leap of faith. I fucking quit my job for this, you know. So it was either that or go back to work or some shit. And I kind of made it too far where it was just like, I better just keep going with it. Fuck, I've already kind of like tried to quit the sport once and somehow I got rattled back into this shit. So I think fucking life is definitely has me here for a reason. But it's nice, man. Fucking the recovery process went awesome down here. It's still going good. Fucking still working hard and stuff. I feel stronger than I was before. Got a strength and conditioning coach down here, so I feel good, honestly, over all around. So, but yeah, the fucking vibes and everything down here, just the fight life, man.
Yeah,
It really is the fight life down here.
awesome. I'm so happy for you. You just said something. You said that you tried to quit MMA and you just kind of fell back into it. What happened?
It was like a few years ago. I got like a good paying union job, you know.
Oh,
And at the time, it was pretty much like right before COVID started. I fucking knocked this guy out in combate. And I was thinking, I was like, well, that was my first nationally television fight. That has to get my name out there. I'm 6-0, like fucking just knocked out, like I finished everybody in the first round, you know. So I was like thinking my name would get out there. And then as the weeks went on, I was like, well, fuck, no one's hitting me up. And I just got this good paying job. And it was like a big storm where I was at. So I got fucking, it was like 17-hour days, but it was like, the pay was pretty good, you know? And then, so I was like, well, fuck, maybe I might just be done for the next year and just work my ass off and fucking, realistically, I probably been done if I would have quit for the year, you know, and just try to work, get out of shape and shit. But, and then Jason hit me up early in the year and he's pretty much telling me who he was. And I called my coach and I was like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. And I don't know really what he's about. He keeps telling me he has fighters and stuff and this and that. So we ended up bullshitting. He's like, yeah, the Korean zombie's one of my fighters, this and that. And I was like, I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And then fucking I looked him up and I was like, oh shit, he looks legit. And then he's like, yeah, he's like, if you want contenders, bro, I'll do it for you. He's like, I'll get you in there. I was like, yeah, that's pretty much my goal, man. I was like, I would like to be in the UFC, as I would like to make this like where I can quit my job and make a living and actually go full board with this. And he says, I'll make it happen, man. And he fucking did everything he said he's gonna do for me. And the only thing that kind of postponed it was COVID, you know. So I worked that job a little bit longer, and then yeah, that was pretty much it. Then before that is I was working on a pot farm, and my bros were doing hella good. So that's another reason I was about to quit. I was like, fuck, my bros are making hella money, so maybe I'll fucking just try and grow pot and fucking make a crushing the weed game or something. But somehow this fucking sport brought me back, and I was still training, just in love with the training process, and then because I made no fucking money, you know, for years on end with this shit, just kind of doing it for the love of the sport. And then as the years went on, like nothing was really happening. I had my boy, I had my fam, and then getting a good paying job is like kind of like trying to like be realistic, you know, is like, well, fuck, I need to get a good paying job, take care of my fam, maybe buy a house the next couple of years and just do the whole work shit. And then somehow in some way, fucking Jason found me and got me on contenders and got me in the UFC. And yeah, fucking, I mean, it wasn't part of the plan losing the first fucking fight, but fuck. Yeah, I guess it just happens for a reason. Made me rethink everything though. I mean, I didn't have no intentions of moving down, and just when I came down for the second surgery, it was just like kind of sitting in his backyard, and I was like, fuck, I like it down here. Like the sun, it's nice, bro. It's just like you're away from the whole family drama bullshit, you know. My family don't do a lot of nothing up there back at home. Just kind of sitting around on their ass and shit. So it's just like there's a lot more opportunity down here. My girl got a good paying job down here, so fucking going great for her too. Got my kid in school, which is like literally just like fucking mile right down the road compared to like being like 5 or 10 miles away, you know. Like everything's right here. We got parks, we got pools. The gym's literally like 10 minutes away from my house. I'm fucking 8 minutes away from the airport. So it's perfect. I didn't think it was gonna be like this legit, you know. Buying the house was a fucking huge process too. It was just like went from going good to not going good to maybe going good to not going good again. You're not going to get the fucking house to somehow I got the house. And I was like, oh shit. All right. So I don't know. Life works in weird ways. I didn't think I was going to get this place and I got it, you know? So now it's just about training and the grind and stuff. I'm just glad to be back. Honestly, it fucking feels good. I was trying to come back last year, but I definitely wasn't ready, cardio or fucking shoulder wise. But I feel pretty good right now. I feel strong. My endurance feels a lot better. My condition and everything, man. I feel pretty good. So
I'm so happy for you, and I'm happy that you decided to keep fighting, because now you're in a position, and you know, it's kind of like a restart in a way, you know. So yeah, man. So all right, Preston Parsons. How do you like that matchup?
I like it. He looks like a tough kid, you know. He probably didn't get like a fair shake his last fight. I know he kind of got whooped up on, but I think he took the fight on short notice. I don't know if that's true or if he did. But if he did, then I mean, what can you do? You know, you just gotta get your foot in the door sometimes. Fucking, that's the way shit goes. He fought a tough dude. I think D-Raw trains on our team too. I haven't got to train with him yet, but he's there too. But yeah, he looks like a tough kid, man. I've watched a couple of his fights. Good pressure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really too surprised by anything, to be honest with you. You know, he looks kind of a striker to a wrestler. But I've been wrestling my whole entire life. I noticed all his wins are by jiu-jitsu, like submissions and stuff. Fucking just got my brown belt this year. So, I mean, I feel pretty confident, you know, overall. I'm just excited to get back out there, honestly.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. So when it's all said and done, how do you see this fight going, and do you have a prediction for the fight?
Fuck, I'd like to knock him out. I mean, that's my goal every time, honestly. Fuck, if I can win by a knockout, fuck, that's knockouts which gets your name out there, you know. Fucking, but a win's a win. If I can win by decision, win by a fucking submission, whatever it may be, if I can win dominant fashion, or fucking if he comes out where it's a tough fight, you know, and to win by war, then fuck, I'll take that. But knockout's my first goal. Fucking, I definitely won't try to hunt for it like I did, like sprint the first fucking minute and a half like I did my last time. Fuck. Burn myself out like an idiot, you know. I'll definitely try to look for a smarter way, that's for sure. And I was like, one of the first things that fucking Wood told me, he's like, just calm it down, bro. He's like, you already hit hard. You don't there ain't no reason to fucking try to hit even harder. So yeah. And he's right. Fuck, I just gotta calm it down and sit down on my punches and pick my shots more than trying to fucking headhunt and try to go crazy and kill the guy, you know. I mean, there are times for that, but just not right off the bat.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, and you honestly, you have a lot to live up to, because your UFC debut was, I mean, one of the most fun fights of that year, and I think a lot of people forgot about how fun that fight was, because it wasn't on a lot of end of year lists. So yeah, man, it's you know, one thing, if you're gonna watch a Lewis Cosce fight, it's gonna be fun, and he's gonna try and finish you the whole time. So it's I'm so excited that you're back, and all the fans are excited that you're back, man. Finally for me, what do you want the rest of your year to look like? I know, you know, you've been out for a year and a half, so are you trying to be active?
Yeah.
Are you trying to are you still trying to fight on the same same card as your brother? Like, what's a perfect year look like to you?
Fuck, I really don't want to try to like jinx myself or fuck anything like that, because I had big plans when I first came in, you know. I kind of fucked myself over. I feel like I had all these plans. I was gonna knock this guy out, this and that, and hop on the McGregor card, get my name out there, and this and that. And fuck, got knocked off for a year and a half. So I mean, I definitely want to be active, you know. I don't want to fucking, I mean, a good way to look at it, if everything goes my way, I fucking knock the kid out and I don't get no injuries and whatnot, I get right back into the gym and I look for another fight pretty short notice. I would like to like that, you know. I'd like to do my first contract and hopefully get re-signed and that kind of shit, you know. I know I have to win first. Winning's the most important part. And so that's my main goal, just performing better, showing that I'm definitely a lot better than I showed, man. I feel like I'm a lot better than that. I just want to go out there and prove it, you know. So that's pretty much the plan. Fucking, I don't know if it'll be a week to 2 weeks after the fight. I have no idea, you know. I could have like a shit ton of adrenaline, or it could be a 3 round war where it's just like, oh, maybe I need to give my body a break for a minute, actually be smart this time around or something, fucking. But I would like to be active this year. If my body feels good and whatnot, I would like to get through this contract within this year. That's my plan.
Sounds like a good plan to me, man. Awesome. Lewis, thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed chatting with you, man. If you want to plug your social media, want to plug any sponsors you got, you want to thank anybody, the floor is yours.
Right on. Lewis Cosce 707 is my Instagram, and Lewis Cosce is just Facebook, I guess. I'm not really on social media as much as I should be. To be honest, I'm a quiet dude. Kind of just stick to myself and train. Throw a shout out to Get Right, my sponsor. High Res Wood, another sponsor. Pretty much Syndicate, fucking Coach Wood, all the guys over there, and getting ready for the fight and whatnot. Fucking being cool people, fucking just cool pros and whatnot. Even shout out to my old team too. Fucking much love to all those guys. Everybody back at home in the 707, Humboldt County, NorCal. Much love to all you guys. Fucking, and then yeah, everybody at the PI too for fucking helping me out. Goddamn. Feels good to be back, man. Feels good to be back. So new place, new environment. Fucking, I'm excited.